Welcome to the IT Masters Podcast, where technology leaders share their strategies shaping the future of IT. Hosted by Robert DeVita, CEO of Mejeticks. We bring you candid conversations with CIOs, CTOs, and enterprise architects who are driving digital information, from AI-driven security to cloud innovation and IT modernization. We cut through the noise to bring you real insights from the brightest minds in tech. No sales pitches, no fluff, just thought-provoking discussions with the masters of IT. Subscribe now and join the conversation. The IT Masters Podcast, where the best in IT share their journey.
This summer, Mejeticks welcomed 4 interns from 3 different universities, TCU, the University of Alabama, and the University of Oklahoma, across marketing and business development. While they may be early in their careers, they're entering the workforce at one of the most transformative moments in technology and business. As students, they're learning about artificial intelligence, modern sales, marketing, and digital transformation in the classroom. As interns at Mejeticks, they're seeing firsthand how ideas translate into real-world challenges, client conversations, and business strategy. Their perspective offers a unique look at where the next generation of technology leaders believes the industry is headed. On this episode, Riley McIntosh, Georgia Thompson, Abby Seaton, and Danny Devlin join us for a candid roundtable discussion on AI, the future of sales and marketing, technology careers, and the lessons they've learned bridging the gap between the classroom and the workplace. From thoughtful insights to a little friendly rivalry between TCU, Alabama, and Oklahoma, this conversation offers an honest look at the next generation of talent shaping the future of business and IT. Quick round. Name, school, hometown, and one word your friends would describe you at work.
Start us. Danny Devlin. I'm from Dallas. I'm a business major at OU, still undecided. And let me think. One word my friends would describe me at work, I think on the quieter side, but I think I still work hard and make the most out of my shift in that day.
My name is Georgia Thompson, and I'm from Dallas, and I go to TCU, and I'm majoring in business, minoring in leadership, and I think a word I'd be described as at work would be motivated.
Abby Seaton. I go to the University of Alabama, and I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I have a marketing major, and I'm minoring in sales, and I think a word that people would describe me in the workplace would be driven.
Okay.
I'm Riley McIntosh. I'm from Colorado, studying marketing and sales at TCU. And a word that I would be at work, I think, is energetic.
Okay. So we've got TCU, Alabama, and OU in one room. What are the favorite things about your school that has nothing to do with sports?
Oh.
For me, OU's so close to home, so I like to be able to get to and from school and back to home really easily, and it allows me to see my parents and family kind of whenever I want to.
I'd probably say the same. Like Fort Worth is even closer than Norman to Dallas, but I think the class sizes at TCU, because it kind of reminds me of Ursuline, reminds me of my high school, so I'm actually able to get to know the professor one-on-one.
I think my favorite thing about Alabama is also just being so close to home. It's a 50-minute drive, so it's really convenient to go home and see my family, and also have a lot of people that I knew from high school and previous years at home, but also football.
I'm not close at all from home, but I would say the people at TCU make it the place. Like, it's the best people.
Okay. What's one app, tool, or piece of tech you literally could not function without this summer?
Does it have to be work-based?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say this summer I guess I've started using my email more and having to. I've never really had to constantly check my email, make sure I know what's going on. But I guess with this opportunity this summer, I've been able to get comfortable with an email, sending emails, receiving emails, and yeah.
That's a good one.
I'd probably say Excel, because we've had to work a lot on Excel sheets at Mejeticks and doing all the prospect client lists, but also I'm doing the finances for my sorority, so I'm on Excel a lot this summer.
Not the work route. Mine would be TikTok. I I get a lot of my news from there randomly. I watch a lot of stuff, and I talk about new things at work that I learn on TikTok, actually. So
Mine would be Claude, I think. I'd never used Claude before. I was only Chat GPT, and I've been enjoying Claude. Couldn't live without it.
If you had to describe the Mejeticks office in 3 words, what would they be?
I would say fun, hardworking, and funny.
mine would be collaborative. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's a good
Collaborative?
one.
I didn't know I mispronounced it. Collaborative, friendly, and energetic.
I'd say hilarious, teamwork, and knowledgeable.
I mean, I think y'all hit all the points, but I think I can also add it's also enjoyable. I think I actually enjoy, showing up to work and, being there for the full day and getting to interact with everyone.
Cool. All right, Abby, what's a completely random skill or hobby you have that would surprise people?
I like cooking. I don't know if that's random.
It's not.
That's a hobby.
No, let's try someone else.
That's a hobby.
I can play the piano.
I would say I have an organization skill, and I love to do that.
I like to say I'm pretty good at drawing.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow. Okay. Riley, as a marketing student, what's the biggest shift you're being taught right now, and how brands should market to your generation?
I would say definitely just everything is so digital now, and I mean, marketing online is so different than it used to be, like in newspapers, stuff like that. So I've taken a lot of different classes that are teaching us all about that.
Georgia, Abby, and Danny, in your business classes, how much airtime is AI actually getting? Is it a footnote, or is it reshaping how you're being taught?
I mean, some of my classes don't allow us to use it, so I think it's really depends. I can't say that.
No, you can't. It just blows my mind.
No, it does. It's like some don't let us use it, and if we do, we definitely have to cite it. A lot of like English classes, a lot of my writing classes, you can't use it to help you write. But I took a BIS class, Business Information Systems, and we use it every day. I mean, yeah.
I think it's definitely used in almost all my classes, but the teachers do encourage it, but it's definitely more minimal than I think a lot of the students would like. I think we would like to use it in a lot more different areas, but they definitely minimize it and only keep it to one area of the project or the assignment and things like that. But I think Alabama's doing a good job. They just actually got a course for AI fluency in the workforce, so I think they're integrating AI a lot more, and hopefully they'll get more classes.
And I see it a lot at OU, actually, in a lot of my classes. I guess I like to think of it as like the new Google. Like, my teachers are telling me, if you need an idea for a project or you need an idea for, an assignment or a test or whatever, you can go ask AI and get that answer. And I think that's developing each day. And I think we'll get to a point where, we'll be using AI and instead of Google. And
Sort of blows my mind that there are classes that aren't allowing you to use AI. It reminds me of when I was in school and you weren't allowed to use a calculator.
Really?
And you're like, it's the same thing. Like, we just keep repeating the stupidity generation after generation about not giving students the tools they need and that they're going to need out of college.
You're going to use a calculator and you're going to use AI once you're out of college, so I don't know why you should limit it.
While you're
Absolutely correct. I mean, I think schools are doing their students a disservice of not showing them how to use AI and how to use it responsibly. You guys see this, we use it every single day, every hour. It makes us more efficient. It makes us, better stewards of the information that we're giving to customers. The one thing I can share with you guys is that, get as much AI into your daily life as possible. Because when you exit school and go into the workforce, if you don't have AI skills, you'll be at a significant disadvantage to the rest of the workforce.
Yeah, I feel like my biggest takeaway from my BIS class was that you won't lose your job to AI, but you'll lose your job if you don't know how to use it. And I feel like that really stuck with me.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, is there anything you're learning in the classroom about AI or tech that you think is flat out wrong?
At OU, they really focus on using AI in the right way, and they also make it clear that you shouldn't be using AI just to get things done. You also want to understand it and know how to use it to help better develop when you need to use it.
I don't think it's wrong. I think, at least at Alabama, it's very much self-taught, so you have to play around with it and see you use it to how, like, your day-to-day life, rather than they tell you how to use it and what to do with it.
I feel like a thing, I guess that I don't, agree with, or what that they're telling us is like that when classes don't let us use it, because I feel like still people are using it, and then that's putting them at an advantage, and then you'll fall behind, and I don't know,
Yeah, I agree with that. I also feel like it's like when professors use AI and they like don't, you can clearly tell that it's AI. Like some of my assignments I would get, I was like, I'm pretty sure she just printed out. I feel like I don't agree with
and it's
that
like
use almost.
It's like, why can't I use it to make my PowerPoints better and cleaner,
Are you guys recording your classes that you're in?
Recording? Only my math class records.
I think some professors record it, like in case you're sick or something, which I appreciate that because like to go rewatch it. I have done a voice memo in a few of my classes, but other than that.
Yeah, what I would recommend is, voice memo or get some type of recording device and get a transcript.
Yeah.
And then load that into ChatGPT, Copilot, whatever you're using, and it'll summarize everything that the teacher said, right? It'll give you an hour's worth of knowledge in 5 minutes, and it'll really hit the high points. That's probably a really easy way to look at, hey, how do I study for an exam? What did the teacher actually emphasize during the session? And then you'll have essentially a workbook of the entire semester.
There's also like AI note taker apps, right? That you can put on your computer.
Any of those, anything you can do to get a transcript and run through an AI, I should say, hey, summarize this class for me, give me the high points. You can even ask, what are the likely items out of this class to be, given on a test?
One of my marketing professors, I don't know what platform it was, but it's like this platform that you basically plug in like the whole class transcript, and then it makes a podcast for you, so you can listen to it, and it like reteaches. I've never done it, but I want to try that to help you study for an exam.
I have heard of that. My friend uses it.
Do you feel like your school is preparing you well for a tech-driven business career, or do you feel like you're teaching yourself the real stuff?
I think the next 2 years will at TCU will be more tech heavy, and like Abby was saying how Bama rolled out an AI class. I think TCU has done the same. I need to look into that more. So I think they're wanting us to know how to use it, and I know TCU even has their own like AI platform that they use. So
yeah, I feel like they're definitely like promoting technology.
Yeah.
I was horrible at PowerPoint and Excel, and our business school makes you get certified and all that. So
It's really tough as a marketing major to be horrible at those two items.
crucial.
I said earlier, I think a lot of it is self-taught, but teachers are doing a good job of implementing it, and Alabama is listening to the students and about what they want and what they do want to learn. So I think they are listening, but I think it will just slowly come over time.
Do you feel like the teachers are learning at the same pace you are?
100%.
Yeah.
And which I think they learn from us also. We go back and forth with our teachers in class about AI and how we use it in our day-to-day lives, but they're also learning at the same pace as us because it's very new to them as well.
Yeah, when we look at, sort of at a related note, when we look at where do we invest our time and money into colleges, right? One of the biggest things that we saw from TCU is that in their sales center, they don't have teachers teaching sales. They have people that ran large sales organizations that are now teaching students, right? I think it's really important to have real-world experience, whether it's teaching a subject or it's, showing people how to use AI tools, right? Students shouldn't be learning at the same pace as their teachers. Your university should have people that have used these tools, are proficient in them, and can show you how to use them. So that may be where some of the disconnect is about, hey, I don't want you to use some of these tools because they may not they themselves may not understand, how do I get from, really bad prompting to good prompting without reading a book, right? So I think the universities are 3 to 5 years behind in teaching the skills to students that they need to enter the workforce. But with that said, there's no shortage of ways that you can learn yourself, right? Even like on TikTok, like I find things to do on Claude on TikTok every day. Like I was sitting in the movie the other night and then I figured out, hey, how do I prepare myself better for the day? So I made a scheduled task of, go in and look at my calendar for the upcoming day, and at 9 a.m., give me the 3 relevant emails that pertain to each meeting, and then also look at any other emails that don't have the customer's name in it, but that are on the topic that we're going to talk about, right? So now I can go into every day being prepared, and that's something that I found on TikTok, right? So if your universities aren't giving you the skills that you need, you've got to go out and find them. Like it's imperative that you do not enter the workforce without knowing how to use these tools. Like I can't stress that enough. You were talking about that AI class, right? You probably would not have learned about it if I didn't see it on an Alabama parents Facebook page, right? I think schools are doing their students a disservice right now by not giving them the tools they need to succeed. But you guys see this every day. Am I off in what I'm thinking?
I think you're totally
No,
correct.
yeah, I think you hit on the spot. And kind of back to what I was saying, I think the problem at OU is they focus too much on students just using AI in the wrong way, and they're not really worried about, how does AI actually work and how can I, help these students learn in a good way to where they're not using it as a disservice.
I think a lot of the teachers they're obviously learning at the same pace as us, so they don't see how beneficial it can be for note-taking, all those different things. So I think that's where the disconnect for sure is.
I feel like they view it as like a threat to like their teaching abilities. They don't want it to like overpower them
When it's just an added
when
bonus.
like they can use it to help. Yeah.
I'd be super excited to have a kid now, and in 18 years, the universities are going to be obsolete.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to be able to learn whatever you want at your own pace, at your own time, right? I don't see a significant future outside of sort of research for universities, right? Because I think AI at some point will be able to, universities will become the new driverless cars, right? You'll have a Waymo as a university. You go wherever you want.
Like no in-person classes?
I'm saying you'd have to opt in for in-person.
Okay.
Right? You should be, in the future, you'll be able to learn whatever you want at your own pace, at your own time. So yeah, I think, again, universities are doing their students a significant disservice right now by not embedding AI in every single class that they have.
We take it.
All right. When you hear AI is going to change everything about business, do you believe that, or do you think it's overhyped?
I sort of believe it, but I also think it can kind of be overhyped. I think it just depends on what it actually is AI is helping with or servicing.
I think it's overhyped. I think it's not like if the company will implement AI, or I think it's more of a win because the companies who already are implementing it are doing much more at a faster rate than the companies who aren't already implementing it, because I think they're scared of what it will do.
I mean, I feel like it might be a little overhyped. I don't think it's going to completely change because, people are still so important.
Oh,
I just think it'll make things more efficient.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you guys prefer self-help, or do you prefer talking to somebody? Like, for instance, if you've got a problem with a company, right? Would you prefer let's assume the AI chat agent or voice system that you're talking to can solve your problem. Do you prefer going that route, or do you still want to talk to an actual human?
I feel like it definitely helps when it's like automated. You press a number, they'll direct you to what department you're trying to look for. But I personally love to talk to a human, but I think the combination works pretty well.
I think it depends on the situation. Sometimes if I want to do a review or have something to say, I would just like to say my peace of mind and just click send. But other times I want to speak to a person to actually get down to the nitty-gritty and solve the actual problem because they know more, in my opinion.
Yeah, it really depends on, I think the company I'm talking to. Like, if it's an American Airlines, I need to talk to a person. I do not want to talk to a robot.
But
I'm
it's
totally the other way. I'd rather just go in and self-serve myself and hope, and let's assume it fixes your problem.
That's the best. When
If
you
it's
talk to a
fast, if I have to
chatbot.
repeat myself over and over, the numbers and the letters and the confirmation code over and over, then I get annoyed. Especially with refilling a prescription. Same with Walgreens. Like, I don't want to speak to a chat bot on that. Or I don't know.
So how about when you go to a quick serve restaurant, right? Do you want the kiosk or do you want to give your order to a person?
Kiosk.
Depends if
Yeah.
I'm customizing my order, because then I want to talk to a person.
Okay.
I'm the other way. If I'm customizing it, I
Me
don't want
too.
to be like this without this, add this. I'd rather just do it myself.
And I think I have more time if I'm at
Yeah,
a
less
kiosk. I
stressed
can
out.
scroll. I'm like, oh, this is something I wouldn't take my time to look at if I'm looking at it on a big menu. So I think it's more.
What's an AI tool that you personally use every single day that you think most companies still aren't using or should be?
yeah.
A recent one for me that I've been using every day while I've been interning is the Canva AI. I use Claude to give me a prompt to give to Canva, and I didn't even know that Canva had an AI, and I feel like it's insane, honestly. So
It's really saved someone like you who's not good at PowerPoint.
I recently actually got the Adobe AI thing, and to help with photos, I had to edit a lot of photos, and I had to edit a lot of background, like people, things I didn't want in the photo out, and it was kind of insane. Also, you can change things, so maybe don't put this in, but say you don't want to post with a beer can, you can say, I want the beer can to be a Coke bottle, and it'll literally transform the object. It was kind of really interesting.
That's one thing I would tell you guys. You have the ability to get a lot of these tools either free or at a very low cost. Yeah. You can, an Adobe Acrobat, the entire Adobe Cloud Suite is, I don't know, hundreds of dollars a year for one license, right? And I think you guys get a lot of these tools for free. Yeah. So that's one thing I would sort of encourage you is to, the resources are out there. Go and try different things, right? And try not to give away your student email address because you'll continue to get free stuff.
Oh. I was going to say, it's also so important to see what your university offers.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't even realize,
I
I guess we have Chat Plus offered to us.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't.
I think
I
we
didn't
have
know
that
colleges
offered.
did that. Oh.
Yeah.
See, that's also where a disconnect is. I wish they would speak about it
Right.
more,
Yeah.
let you know what you
Yeah,
have. Just
promote
like
it.
the
It's
AI
like,
class,
it's like they
I
don't
didn't
want you
have
to
it.
use it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all of you know that you get a discount at Target every year, right?
Oh, yeah.
But that's only for a week, right?
But you know it.
I didn't know that.
You get
now I
a,
do.
you get a 20% off or a 50% off a purchase.
But Netflix subscription, or not Netflix,
You
but
get that?
not Netflix, but I know you get, I think Peacock, maybe Hulu, you get different subscriptions or a student
student.
discount, yeah.
You see the disconnect, right? Your schools aren't telling you what tools you need or that you can get your hands on to start using, right? So again, a lot of this is sort of self-service. Go out and ask and find it.
That's why I think freshmen should have to take a class on what the campus offers, where everything is, especially when you need career help. I feel like that's been a disconnect at TCU. My dad's what's out there? Go talk to them. And I'm well, we have the Alcon Career Center, but I've never been told how to approach it. And I think that would have been very helpful starting out.
Well, I can tell you my daughter will be a junior at Alabama and she has no idea how the buses run on campus.
I
go
have
to
no
Alabama
idea
and
how
I-
the buses run.
I
TCU.
look at them, they say where they're going apparently. I also don't know where half those places are, so I've
Yeah.
never gotten on.
She'd rather walk in the rain than get on a bus.
I would, or call it,
Blows my mind.
Me too.
because they don't tell you.
And the bus takes longer.
As BDRs, you're on the front lines of outbound, cold calling, emails, prospecting. How is AI embedded in that job?
Okay, what I found super interesting in the cold calling was the platform y'all use, Kixie. I mean, I don't know. This is probably, I bet a lot of businesses do this, but I've never seen something that can call 4 or 5 numbers at once. I don't know. That was really cool. And then whoever picks up first, and then it would give me the contact name of the person, so I would know who I'm talking to, where they work. So I'm oh, is this Joe at blah blah blah? And so I thought that was really cool.
This may blow your mind, but back in the day when I was in college, cold calling was looking at a card and typing in the number one at a time.
That's what I thought.
That's what
I was
I-
like, Megan,
that's what I
I'll
assumed.
get my phone out. She's like, no, we call on the computer. I'm what do you mean? Do you have a phone number on your computer? That amazed me too. Yeah.
And I think back to what Georgia said earlier about efficiency, I think, everything's becoming a lot more efficient, when it comes to emails or, cold calling like 5 people at once. That, that takes out another 20 minutes of your time when you, I'm mixing up my words, but like when you need to, like you're getting to call more people, more opportunities,
At a faster rate,
Yeah.
And Riley, with your posting content, that was cool. The AI, you can talk about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Like how the posts are scheduled to post.
Oh, yes.
How it'll do it for you. Like that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley,
Yes.
from a marketing lens, do you think AI generated content is a threat to creativity or a tool to make creativity move faster?
I think it's both. I feel like now a lot of things online, if you're scrolling on LinkedIn, social media, even companies' websites, I feel like you can tell if it's AI generated. And I feel like that is kind of the threat aspect. Like everything now looks the same. I was looking at this Substack article talking about that, and it's like everything's the same. It's just like robots talking to robots. But now I feel like it's definitely helped a lot with creativity, but I think the human touch is always going to be needed.
Yeah, I think that's really an area where the creative people can almost open up a new business line, right? Hey, take this AI generated content that looks AI generated,
Right.
and then how do you customize it, right? How do you put that human touch on it? We see a lot of creative people that are against AI, right? They're taking the artistic value out of things, right? But there's different ways to recreate yourself. AI is not going away, right? So how do I, as an artist or a creative person, adapt to what the world is instead of hating it?
Yeah.
Right? There's a whole nother line of business out there in, reshaping and humanizing AI, content, right? So instead of saying, I hate this, I'm never going to use this, like focus on, hey, how can I use this and how can I make it better?
Yeah.
Right? I think, there's a big, there's a big wall, I think, that creative people are putting up right now about, I hate AI, it's going to take away my job. The content that it creates is crap, right? Well, okay, how do you make it better, right? So it's not going away, right? So how do I adapt and how do I, make a new, how do I adapt my business to fit AI?
Because sometimes I feel like if I see advertisements that look too computer generated or whatever, I'm like, oh, that's like spam, that's fraud, that's not a real company. Or I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I'm like, no, people don't work at that company.
All right, what's one prediction you'd make about how IT, sales, or marketing careers look different for your generation compared to the ones before you?
I think just AI developing on like a day-to-day, weekly basis, like something new is coming out every once in a while. So I think that helps.
I think like how you were saying in 18 years, if you were to have a kid and they go to college, like they'd have to opt in for in-person classes. I think a lot more jobs you'll be able to work remotely.
I think it's a lot more like collaborative now. You're able to research the companies more, find fun facts about people, more conversation starters to go into the conversation, to go into the meeting with like more knowledge. And I think that is definitely different than the past. A lot more steps that you already were able to complete before even meeting them or talking to them.
I would say this has already like started to happen, but everything's just going to be way faster. Whether it's like a sales process or a deal, I think everything is just going to be very.
Yeah, I think, people in general will just be more informed, right? So ideally, I am going to get someone reaching out to me that is more well-informed about what Mejeticks does and the tools that we need to succeed, right? But I think there's also sort of the human aspect of it, right? So we've got to figure out how do we bridge those things. Like I want the super targeted stuff that's going to help me, but I also want to be able to have a relationship with somebody who is trying to help my business, right? So I think there's sort of a give and take of, being super well informed, being super targeted. There's benefits of that, but I also don't want to lose sort of that human touch aspect of it.
I think also AI is bringing so many people together from all around the world. Like especially, Abby and I visited the Genesis office, and when Sana spoke to us, like that was pretty incredible to see. So I feel like in years to come, more, especially like sales careers, they'll just be able to target so many people in different continents. And I think
We were able to be on Zoom and talk to people in Singapore and Mexico and all different places, and I thought that was very interesting.
So there's benefits of that, right? You know, from a culture perspective, a language perspective. But do you also sort of think you're getting like duped?
like, do I
How
think
would you
it's like
explain
fake?
duped?
Like, you know, if I'm talking to somebody who is in South America or in Asia Pac and they sound like they're from Boston, but they're not actually from Boston. Like, is there a part of it where you're like, oh, this is, you know, where you feel misled?
Like, I see where that's coming, but I think the services that are out there that do like the language translation are so new that like that wasn't really an option to choose a Boston accent, but it just made the accent like
It made their
American. It just like they're just speaking
you could
English.
still hear some of their accent, but it was their accent was more Americanized. So you can tell
That's
they
what
have
they
an
said, too.
That's
You
how it would
understand.
sound.
Yeah.
They said they wanted to leave like, oh, you're still talking to a real person because they leave a hint of their accent, but they want you to like be able to fully understand it.
It can
So let's take that the next step, right? How many jobs is that going to displace from Americans? Where you can go to
But then think about all the
Central
people-
America, or, you know, you can go to India, and, you know, I can go get somebody to cold call for us for $5 an hour, or, you know, $20 a week, instead of paying someone here in the U.S., you know, $20 an hour to do it, right? You know, so I think there's benefits and there's drawbacks to all this technology stuff, right? You know, we may be displacing all of this lower end work to other countries, but but hopefully we're getting other high paying jobs back developing these technologies, right? So I think it's sort of a give and take on, you know, is the technology beneficial to a workforce as a whole, right? And if it is the trade-off enough for us where we're developing students and people to, you know, be upskilled to do that higher end work?
I mean, sure, like translator jobs may be displaced in the future, but then it's like also AI opens a door to so many new jobs. Yep. You know, like people are gonna have to be working, like building the service. And
Life as a Mejeticks intern. What surprised you the most about working at a technology consulting firm like Mejeticks? Something you didn't expect going in?
I would say I had no prior experience with technology at all or IT. So I would just say like the industry is it dips into every other industry. So like working at Mejeticks, I've realized like tech is in every business and it's everywhere, so it's always needed. And I didn't even realize like retail, healthcare, like it's literally everywhere. So
I agree. Learning from all the different vendors that we have, the voice translation, all those things, hearing how that's implemented. I've told all my friends about it this summer, and they think it's so cool, and now they talk about it to their families. And like, I really learned something from you. And that's cool because I probably wouldn't know that or anything without this.
I think just so obviously I've used AI in the past before, but I've never really been exposed to it, you know, to this, I guess, great deal. Like there's so many, like Riley said, there's so many opportunities that I've figured out or learned from that can come from, just working in IT. So I think, that's one big thing I've learned.
I guess I didn't realize how much y'all do use AI. I know that probably sounds stupid since like that is what y'all do, but I didn't realize it really is embedded in everything you do, emails, calls, everything. So that was really neat to see. I feel like I've learned a lot of new platforms that I didn't even know were out there.
Right.
What's the most valuable real-world lesson you've picked up this summer that you would not have gotten from a textbook?
I think just talking to new people. We've been on different work trips, met so many people. I think networking and connecting with people is something that you can't fake, and you can't do that behind a computer screen. So I think talking to people face-to-face is great.
Yeah.
What do you got? Talk about how beneficial or unbeneficial it would be to do a virtual internship as opposed to being in the office.
I would say that would not be beneficial. I have had internships in the past that were fully remote, and the first thing is it's so hard to get motivated and actually sit down and stay focused. I would say being surrounded by people is super motivating, and you can get ideas from people. If you're sitting by yourself, I feel like you don't get as much out of it at all.
Being able to look over to my left and see you, Rob, and being able to ask you a question about a tool is very beneficial. That I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would have to do a lot of research on my own. Hearing your viewpoint or perspective on things and anyone else's is
Yeah, like
great.
I'm such a people person, so I hate. I cannot work remote, and I never want to work remote, especially like an online class. I can't learn that way. I need to be there, and I've just always needed to be there. But maybe down the road that may change. But I definitely love going into an office.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I think, like, back to the environment aspect. Work's enjoyable to me, so I look forward to showing up every day and things like that. I think that helped me learn more and benefit more from having this internship than having to sit at a desk and sit there every day.
So much like, what do your friends think, right? Do they want to work remote? Do they want to go to an office? Because, I think we talked at TCU in the sales center, and it was like 80% of the students want to be in an office,
Yeah.
right? Are we seeing this? Because, there was a huge work from home trend and people not wanting to go back to the office, which I think has its benefits for people in different stages of their careers. But I'm a huge proponent of, especially for young people, being in the office every day. Like, what are your friends saying? Like, when they are looking for a job, do they want to be remote? Do they want to work from home, or do they want to go to an office?
I just think, like, how do you even build social connections when you're out of college if you're not going into an office and working with, like, your coworkers? I mean, a relationship can only be so much over the phone, I feel like in-person time that's how you build connection.
I have one of my really good friends actually is doing a remote internship right now, just from his house every day during the week. And, I was talking to him just like, do you enjoy it? How is it? What are you doing? He's just like, it's enjoyable, but I don't, there's no people aspect. Like, I don't know anything about my boss. I don't know anything about who I'm working for, working with. I'm just kind of doing the work. So I think being in person and interacting with people helps you.
Yeah. There's also so many distractions at home. I feel like I couldn't ever stay on track if I were.
I think,
at
too,
home.
people, like, especially when you're starting your career, it's important to, like, watch how people interact, watch how they talk professionally.
Yeah.
Even if it's, like, I watched Claire, like, prompt AI to Claude, and, like, I'm learning just by watching, so.
Okay, lightning round. You ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Let's hear it.
AI, friend or foe?
Friend.
Definitely friend.
Okay. Cold call or cold email?
Cold email.
Cold call. It was a lot of fun.
Cold call.
Cold email.
Remote work or in office?
In office.
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 TCU, Alabama, or OU, best campus?
OU.
TCU.
TCU.
Alabama.
Definitely TCU.
Have you guys been to Alabama?
Alabama.
No, I've never been.
Rob, are you on my side?
I've been to all three.
Okay, and?
Tuscaloosa is a different world.
No.
Like, you guys are minor league compared to.
You've never
That's
come
true.
to
Are you
Georgia.
just saying that because
I agree
you've
with
been to the
that.
game day? What about if it was a non-game day?
I've been to a game day at all three of your schools.
No, but
Not even close.
but a non-game day, which campus is the best?
A non-game day. I have not been to OU on a non-game day, but I would still choose Alabama because the parking at TCU is horrific.
Great call.
Well, because it's so walkable.
Not if you don't live there.
I'm so happy with your answer, Rob.
Rob, next time you come up, you can park at me and Riley's house.
Perfect. One tech trend you think is overrated right now?
Think about this one.
What do
Claire,
you,
what
what
would
do
you
you
say?
say?
Yeah, you say yours.
One tech trend you think is overrated right now? AI-generated video.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
My parents send me some
scares
AI
me.
videos, and they're like, "Is this real, Abby?" And it takes me a minute to look, but they don't know if it's real or not.
This is weird, but the other day my grandma walked in and she had a video of a whale giving birth on her phone. She goes, "Look, Georgia." And I'm like, Nana, they don't have a video of this like beluga whale popping out of this whale. And it was hilarious. I just think it's really messing with the, our grandparent
Yeah.
generation because they really, I mean,
They've never seen anything like
yeah.
this.
Favorite part of the internship in 3 words?
Making new friends.
Yeah. My friends. We're talking about everyone coming to Alabama. So
Yeah,
it's
we're all
great.
going to visit. Danny?
New
you gonna come?
opportunities too. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even think I could just put it in 3 words. It's been so fun.
Yeah.
Learning
Aw.
about
I think that is a wrap, people.
That's it.
Wow.
Describe this round in 3 words.
Oh, yeah.
This
Most rounded engineer.
is I think it's the most personable group that we've had. I think it's the quality of work that we're getting from when we started our intern program to now is light years ahead. You just look at, I didn't know Riley was doing our social media posts, and they're fabulous, right? I think we can do a better job of, throwing you guys into the fire a little bit faster, right? I think it's super important that you learn how miserable cold calling is. Because if you want to go into a sales career, you have to know that 99% of your life is rejection. I think, in some of your sales programs, you guys get, a taste of that. But I think sitting and going through the experience of cold calling, I think will serve you better in life in any job that you do, right? Having to, really quickly make a connection with somebody in 30 seconds, that's a skill that will translate into any job that you have. I know I didn't answer your question, but you guys did a good job. I want to thank you guys. It's really important that people hear from you, right? We want to be able to empower, the next generation of people, entering the workforce. And I think it's important that, they hear from you of like what benefits you get from this, what you like doing, what you don't like doing. And it's important for us too, because we want to make sure that our curriculum and the things we're teaching you are going to translate into you getting an actual job, whether it's here or someplace else. Like, it's super important that, like anything else, you leave something better than how you found it, right? So, I can't thank you guys all enough for, this summer and what you guys have brought, the energy you brought to the office. It gets a little depressing starting in, middle of August and September when you guys aren't around. Again, thank you guys. And thanks for being on the IT Masters.
Thank
you for having us.
Thanks for tuning in to the IT Masters podcast, where technology's top leaders share their winning strategies. Subscribe now and stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of IT. Until next time, keep innovating and leading the way.